We are currently broke. We don't have much money. And this series was meant to make a lot of money. Now, in case anyone watches new, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what rulercraft is and what my town is. I'm not going to lie, I don't really know how to explain what rulercraft is. I tried to look at the website, it doesn't really tell me anything, but I will give you the best definition, I guess, that I could give you. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. But rulercraft is a towny role-playing server with elements of Minecraft. Look, I don't really know how to put it in words, but there's towns, there's big empires, there's countries, diplomacy, war, a casino. They also have some nice cows walking around. Rulercraft is like a lot of role-playing towny server that has a lot of countries and diplomacy, but also war, with a unique war system and PvP-like things. Now, I don't know much about the history of rulercraft, but I do know they have a museum here. Remember, I came through it one of my times, but I'm not really that in detail. You know, the small little snippets of it. Now, there is one thing I do know, and that is the history of. Now, lucky to you, Miami has basically been documented ever since even I joined the server by accident on one of my streams where I was trying out different servers. It's from beginning all the way to end, or to today. And it's still ongoing. Now, I made a small little brief history of Miami, very shitty video, doesn't really explain much of what happened, doesn't really show much. But that doesn't matter. The past isn't the past. What matters now is now, and right now, we're not doing so good economically. If we take a look at here, I only have 2.9k, and the town only has $800. Alright? That is not good for our economy. I want more than that. Now, on top of that, we do have some expenses, like my perks. I need to buy these perks, especially the casino and flying. That makes it easier, make things more efficient and productive. So what did I do to make money? I made a factory, the one I'm standing in right now, to produce a bunch of nether bricks and cracked nether bricks. Sadly, they put a limit to that. I have a farm. The most it produces is wheat. Produces some sugarcane, some pumpkin, some cactus. But sadly, there's a limit to that. And the last thing I do is sell netherite. Who the fuck did that? The last thing I do is sell netherite. For 650 bucks each, but that is a hassle within itself. Now, what am I going with this? Am I fucked? Am I ever gonna reach a million? I haven't given up. Luckily for you, the viewer, I have. But hey, before I tell you the solutions, I gotta show you something. I decided to put everything in numbers, right? Before I do, please don't roast me on how my Excel looks like, and please, these numbers are outdated. They're like a month old, but they still are relevant to now. Now let me show you something real quick. Come. Oh, wrong button. I made an Excel sheet. Now, let's take a look here where the expenses are. Now, if you see, I already calculated how much perks I need. The total perks is $13,000. I want 10,000 in the town bank. You saw right now recently that I only have 800. We are missing 9,000 and like 100 bucks around there. All right. I want to have 25k in my bank account. You can see that the money has been going up, but not to 25k. So the total expenses is $46,000. Now with gambling, it all goes up to around 50k, 51k. You know. So, I need 50k to reach my short-term goal here on rulercraft. Now, if you've been on rulercraft and playing rulercraft, you should know that having 50k is a bit hard unless you have some OP items to sell and need to find people to buy it, okay? So, I did the most thing that people sell, crops. So, I calculated the 4 most crops that I sell, which is bread, sugar, pumpkin, and carrots, right? This is the amount of bread. This is how much money I make per bread, sugar, pumpkin, and carrot. These prices most likely went down due to the month. Not severely, but enough for it to be knocked down to like, I don't know. But the change is so small, it's not worth changing the numbers. I'm not going back. It took me like a hot minute to go back and forth. Why is there chicken? So I can make every day $4,776. Not bad. Not bad.
Damn it. Big Bird, this is Bravo 6. We're on our way out. On your feet, soldier! We are leaving!
In a week, that's $33,432. Now be asking, Matthew, this is Minecraft. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. What's wrong with you? Right? And I'd say to you, yeah. But 33K in a week is not bad, right? But that's not putting into account the other accounts, like town maintenance. Maybe you need to buy something emergency fund. That has to take account to it. I could easily save up to this, which is 50K. Now, the problem I do have is how slow it is. I don't want to make 4,000 every day. You can make an extra 600 on voting. I don't do that. I don't add the voting. Voting is just, you know, $600, $600. I get that, but still. So then I go on to manufacturing. Nether bricks, cracked nether bricks. This is not guaranteed, but this is the maximum output you can make out of those two. $1,632 and $1,021, which is 2.6K on top of the 4K. But that's mostly around weekly. Sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes a week, depending how much you get on and, you know, the dates. Sometimes even monthly, right? I put it weekly just to make it a lot more quantifiable. Then the week shop. This doesn't even exist anymore. This doesn't exist anymore. This is invalid now. Netherite. You sell one netherite every day. You make a lot more money selling netherite. If you sell 7 netherite, that's 4.5K. That is so much money that it's ridiculous. Now, let's say without the variables, because you don't know if you're gonna get netherite that day or not. Let's go with the without variables. Estoy haciendo video. Look how I lost this. Now we go to the without variables, right? Which doesn't take account the nether brick, the cracked nether brick. All I can make is $4,776, which is all basically from crops. Of course, you can add the 2,659. That's 6,000, but that mostly goes to the weekly. That only adds on to this, which is 36K. Doing all of this top here, that's mostly almost. This is not 100% guaranteed, but you will make money out of it. This is guaranteed. Now, I started thinking to myself, what can I do to make this more quantifiable? Limits only apply to a player in farming. Now, knowing that, you could basically double. If you and another person did it, you could basically double the amount of money you can make in a week. This 8K jumps to 16K, and vice versa to each player. You can do it, and you can reach 100K very easily, right? 100K every week. That is so good. 100K is amazing, right? So the most optimal will be you and 2 other players, right? But now, here's where the tricky part comes, right? One person, for you to sell the max amount of bread, sugar, and pumpkin, you can put a wheat on the start, because you cannot sell wheat. You can only sell bread, not wheat. So now with this, you need 4,650 blocks to harvest it. That's not counting to water, decorations, or how it looks. That's not that bad. That's around a couple chunks, around like 8 chunks, right? Not bad, not bad. Not counting for water. Now you can make this amount of bread, which is the max amount you can sell here to make this, right? Then you need sugarcane, which is 5,000. 5,000 blocks worth of sugarcane. Sugarcane, if you know, you need water. Alright? So basically, a water, you can have 2 rows of it. So you think of it like adding 1/3 to it on top of this of blocks needed. Pumpkins are, I'll be real with you, pumpkins, in my opinion, are the most doable. Because pumpkins, you plant them and they just regrow. All you have to do is harvest it. And then carrots, in my opinion, they're the most annoying. They take the longest to grow for some reason. I have an issue with that. But around it, you need 202 double chests to store all of these items. All these. And this comes with bread. Doesn't have wheat added on. Look, if you click here, it should show. Now with 2 players, that just doubles. Now, just doubling alone, the resources needed is ridiculous. It's still doable, but it's needed. And it triples, it just multiplies, right? And so if you get the max 5 players, including you, that's 1,000 double chests and 1 singular chest. If it says half, that's 1 singular chest, not 1,000. Now if you start thinking to yourself, oh, I can just make a big plot of farm and harvest and do as much as I can, right? It's a slight issue to that. If you play rulercraft, you should know that the chunk loading in the tick is very, very small. And if you reach a big enough farm, there's going to be issue of the crops growing as you will not be near. Me standing here allows some of the crops to grow, but not all of it. And I'm going to show you the big example I have here. You could tell that this plot has fully been grown. It's nice, well. If you go here, a little bit sparse, but I'm nearby, right? But let's say you move on here. What happens? What happens to it? It's less and less developed, right? Especially here in this corner. What is going on? All of these crops were planted around the same time. Obviously it takes time. One grows more than the other because they got planted first. But there should not be this big of a difference. This side, wow, what's going on? Why is here grown more than a couple of chunks down here? Like one chunk, two chunk around here? Why is this isn't as grown as over there? Same vice versa over there. It's because the chunk circle is so small. And I'm gonna be honest, for me to grow this, I had to stand like right here. And I'll be real with you, I'm not even sure if those corners are gonna grow. Now, it put it to perspective, that's basically mean if you make that farm, which is like 10 chunks, 12 chunks to produce that crop, you're going to need, not only you, a couple players around that farm, and to not, you know, be kicked out for AFK. And AFK farms are illegal. Big no-no. Big no-no. Basically what that means is that the server is heavily reliant on player, trade, and services. Meaning, most of the money you can make, when you come in there, get very OP items, sell them in the auction house or to someone specifically, and you'll make your money very quickly and very fast. Now, if you want to stick to farming and stuff like that, that's going to be a lot more harder for you to become a millionaire. You're only able to survive. Thriving, maybe not. Maybe you could if you put in the hours. I'm talking the perspective of someone who goes to college and stuff like that. Do I see it as an issue? No, not really. I enjoy a server that's a bit more different than other servers. And I like it how much harder it is to earn money. It makes it more rewarding. Now, I do have a couple plans after all my analysis and studying about making money. Now, I am aware that there's most likely a bunch of veteran players thinking, bruh, just do this and that. I'm like, yeah, I know. But I'm going through my own way, and I'm recording these to little archives, you know? Because I like making videos. I have 3 projects for me to help me in this quest to make money. Project Scarlet, Project Metro, and lastly, Project Black Star. Now here's a different way to make a lot of money very quickly. It's very simple. If you're a town leader, this is a simple way to make a lot of money very quickly, especially if you have people in your town. You do /T, and then you do set, right? Make sure you do that right. Taxes, and you put 100. Make sure it's 100, maybe 90. Maybe you want to be a little bit. Press enter, and if you press T again to look at your town, it has 100%, meaning you take all their money. Quickest way, you wouldn't have citizens left, it'll be bankrupt, but very quick way to make money. Well, with that all being said, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what you think or your way of grinding and making money. That could help me out a bit more. But, yeah. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Sayonara.